what those things were very basic, and that was strongly in order to be a building to be sustainable, we have to consider passive cooling, we have to consider cross ventilation.
Hello, all. With us today is Basim Muhammed, a man who believes buildings should breathe, clients should talk, and culture should never be an afterthought. Welcome, sir.
Hi Nitya.
So, sir, can you tell me more about the Nextspace?
Yeah, sure. So basically, I graduated by 2014. Then since then, I have worked with various architects and builders in my hometown itself in Calicut. So later on in 2020, after the pandemic, I started Nextspace Architecture. So with keeping certain visions and missions in my mind, I started off, and there was couple of projects in the beginning. Like mostly we are into residential projects, so there are commercial projects also, but mostly residential. So we got into it. So അങ്ങനെ projects one by one complete ആയി വന്നു. So in the beginning itself, we were very clear about our mission and vision, what has to be delivered to the customer. What those things were very basic, and that was strongly embedded in our all design. So that's paid a lot to us. Like it has contributed a lot to our firm also. That's why our customers also say that it's really different to work with Nextspace. That has been embodied into our team also. Like they have that approach. So that's how our story of Nextspace, and still continuing with projects. Now we are expanding beyond Kerala also. We have projects in Maharashtra and Goa. So we are looking forward for doing good business within our industry.
സാറിൻ്റെ വിഷൻ സാർ ഒന്ന് പറയാമോ, എങ്ങനെയാണ് സാറിൻ്റെ ഫേം എങ്ങനെയാണ് റൺ ചെയ്യണത് എന്നുള്ളത്?
അപ്പോൾ ബേസിക്കലി നമ്മൾ ഒരു കുറച്ചുകൂടി ഒരു ഇലാബറേറ്റഡ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള വിഷനാണ് കീപ്പ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. ബേസിക്കലി ആസ് ഐ സെഡ് ഏർലിയർ, ലൈക്ക് ഓരോ കസ്റ്റമറും ഡിഫറെൻ്റ് ആണ്, വൺ ടു വൺ ഡിഫറെൻ്റ് ആണ്. സോ ബേസിക്കലി ഇഫ് വി ട്രാവൽ, വി ഗെറ്റ് ടു നോ മോർ അബൌട്ട് ദി കൾച്ചർ ഓഫ് ദാറ്റ് പ്ലേസ്, we get to know more about the context of that space. So I love to study all those. So basically studying the culture, studying the lifestyle of various people, like various aspects. So I keep that all in my mind, and when discussing with the customer, I tend to relate those with this customer. Like so അവരായിട്ട് സംസാരിക്കുമ്പം I really try to understand those lifestyles, those culture, those context, and I mix and match with the others, so that something special can be curated for them, so that they are also understanding that, they are also accepting that, they are also purposefully getting to a further stages, so that new things can be created. That's what the vision of Nextspace is. So by that individual places can be evolved, individual people's lifestyles can be improvised, those contribution can be given by us. So in total, like if you are doing a number of project, I'll be gratified, like to contribute a lot of thing to the overall lifestyle of that community. That's what our vision is all about.
Sir, why do you think sustainable home design is particularly important in Kerala?
Yeah, so basically when we look at Kerala's climate now, like it's 6 months summer and 6 months monsoon. There is no winter in between. So basically, in order to adapt to this climatic condition, we have to really be harmony with the nature. So in order to that, we need sustainable buildings in Kerala. So in order to be a building to be sustainable, we have to consider passive cooling, we have to consider cross ventilation. The building needs to be very energy efficient also. So By passive cooling, I mean that the building itself must cool itself. Like, so in order to that, we have to consider various Vastu principles, like considering where the sun rises and which direction the sun is going. Like, basically, the sun rises from the east and sets in the west, tilting towards the south. So basically, if you keep more more glass area or opening towards that area, the building will get even hotter. So we have to consider minimizing the openings there, and if you really need to give openings there, you have to consider a lot of vegetation in order to protect the building from those hard climates. So by that, like, also there are various various passive cooling ideas, like providing double heights, providing water bodies. Such sort of things will help passive cooling the building. Same like that, cross ventilation also plays a a good thing in cooling the house. So basically nowadays what our customer used to say is that providing the air condition and reducing the heat inside the house, but that's not an efficient way to do that, because the heat is not destroyed, it's just transferred from inside to outside. So so it's making the earth more even hotter, like day by day everyone is using the air condition as if the solar is giving them the free electricity. So basically that's not a good thing to do. So we prefer to we prefer homes to be more passive cooling in order to reduce this energy, like air condition can be minimized so that whole environment is also protected. So that really need to be considered. So that's my take in sustainability, and yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So, can you suggest a few materials that can be used for the sustainable
Yeah, so
homes?
basically, in connection to the sustainability, what we recommend is that to use the locally sourced materials. Like, there, when considering Kerala, we have red laterite, its timber is there, teak wood, irul wood. So such sort of locally sourced materials can be used. So both they are sustainable. Like, if you are using clay roof tile for the roofs, so that's a great sustainable thing we can contribute to. And sort of locally sourced materials can be used so that carbon footprint is also minimized. Like, bringing imported materials to the will generate a lot of transportation cost, and along with that a lot of emission, CO2 emission. So in order to reduce that carbon footprint also, it helps in that when using the locally sourced materials. So that's I really recommend to use locally sourced materials for our projects. So yeah, but sometimes you have to get things from outside.
So, how do you think the modern houses would reflect the Kerala heritage?
So basically, if you need a modern house, which so as I said earlier, like, we always believe in cultural embedment of the client in our project. So basically, if we look at Kerala's culture, we see a lot of terracotta roofs, timber. So we need to integrate that into a modern aesthetics also. So in order to get that, we use such sort of things. Woods are used in our projects, like, in a different functional way, so that the traditional aspects are considered, but same time uh, the residence is more functional. So that's how we think about the resident tradition, embedding the traditional culture into the modern homes.
What are the benefits of blending a traditional design into a modern architecture?
So yeah, so basically ഇപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ നോക്കുന്ന സമയത്ത് these traditional houses were like mostly before 20-30 years the lifestyle was such like that. So people were not more into functional aspects and all. So there were small rooms. So now it's not like that. Everything should be functional, everything has to be practical. So function, in order to be functional, we have to embrace modernity. Still, we have to keep those traditional touch, those culture, those contexts in our projects. So that's how I treat getting the traditional cultures into the modern architecture. So just like that, saying about one of our recent proposal, recent project which we did on our interest, like it's related to beach. Like most of my friends from other cities comes along to Calicut, and when they visit the beach, so this broken bridge which was used 50 years back then for trade purpose for Calicut before the Bepur port comes. So now it's not there. It's completely broken, and it's just the remainings are there. So we have just on my purpose, we have did some workout on that, and to just as a monumental representation of that, we have used those Kerala traditional roofings and claddings on stoneworks on that. There was an entry for the foreign countries towards the Calicut on that trade. Yeah, so that's also represent what we contribute to the culture of Calicut and Kerala. Yeah.
Okay, so that's a very nice approach you've come up with, and I hope that works out. So how do you think the architecture, reflect the everyday life of our, our lifestyle and all?
So basically, if you need to change some, so it's really affect our lifestyle. So if you want to improvise some lifestyle aspects of your, so you need to add on some hobbies. So this architecture really helps in that. So I can give you some examples, like simple examples, like if you are providing some spaces where it tends you to read books, so you will start reading. So that's how you could arrange the spaces, like if you are properly planning a wardrobe where you could segregate all your dresses. So that's add on some functional aspects also, apart from the aesthetics. So architecture really helps in functional aspects, like improvising your lifestyle. A lot of things can happen if you plan accordingly the spaces and everything. Yeah.
So what is the client's role in the, design process? Can you
Uh-huh.
tell it to the viewers?
Yeah, so basically the project is being executed for the client. So the client has to be the co-creator, like he has to communicate a lot with the architect, like they have to give us all the requirements what he intended to get in his house, like what is he looking in his house with this investment, like what are the lifestyle changes he is looking up to change, or he's looking up to add on. So that feeling, the customer has to give us a clear feeling how he wanted, how he wants his spaces to be. So that's how we also get to know more about the customer, and we also study them, like we study their activities, their lifestyle, so that we can help the customer build a dream home for him.
So can you give me an example, like how a client needs to, approach to a designer like you?
Ha, ha, ha. So basically, when discussing with us, like for their projects, they should be open minded. They must keep an open mind, like rather than just giving requirements like I want 3 bedrooms for one kitchen, living area. Rather than saying that, they should give us a briefing about their lifestyle, and what the problem right now they are facing in that. Like if they want to, as I said earlier, like if they want to add some hobbies, or if they want to take away some hobbies, uh, how the structure, how the spaces can help in that. So such sort of things has to be discussed between the architect and the client, so that a proper space, a custom space, can be delivered to the client.
Okay, what tips would you give for the new home owners while designing, or at least when approaching to a designer like you?
So they should keep some self-taught questions, like as I said earlier, like what improvisation need in their life. So such sort of things, their requirement has to be kept in their mind. Yeah.
So, can you say that like architecture has a lot to do with the mental happiness and
Yeah.
the satisfaction while bringing in, I mean, in that space in the home?
Yeah, so nowadays the homes need to be biophilic. Like this, there has to be connection with the nature. So even if you are inside the house, you should experience the outside also. So that has to be biophilic. Like lot of green space, such sort of things has to be taken inside the house, so that within the house, when you are walking around, you get to see these green spaces and all, so that add up lot of mood to the, so that can impact mood of the person who's using, and also that can reduce stress, anxiety, all these. Post pandemic, everyone is after these biophilic designs only. Like we are also providing, like more than the when we are looking at the traditional homes in Kerala, there used to be Nalikattu, Ettikattu and all. So with that, we also provide such sort of courtyard, but they are connected to the home, but secured from insects and other animals getting in. So we take care of all that. So basically, biophilic design helps people.
Sir, finally, sir, ഏതെങ്കിലും ഒരു upcoming project പറ്റിയിട്ട് പറയാൻ പറ്റുമോ?
Yeah, so there are a lot of projects in the pipeline, and a lot of projects are in the execution phase. Some of the projects have recently completed also. Hope we will be documenting that also. You can get to see those in our YouTube and Instagram page. Yeah, that's all. So hope to see you with our next projects. Keep following us. Thank you very much for watching.
Thank you, sir, for coming to this show.